Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Expert Mode. So one of the guys on the server gave me this smoke generator for our forge. Looks pretty awesome. Today is not about smoke generators though. Today is all about storage. We've got chests everywhere. We've got stuff everywhere. And that is going to change. As we head down to our castle here, you'll see been doing a bit of work. Not on the castle, it's still kind of empty, but down below the castle where our storage is going to go. Opened up a nice big area here, and this is where our storage is going to permanently be. I have found a great option. It's not a great unknown, but to me it is. There's a bunch of storage options in this mod pack, but the one that I think is going to work best for us is the storage drawers. Now I've looked at these before, and to me they never seem great. I mean, holds 32 stacks per drawer. Not really a lot. So I was always worried about not having enough room, and that's, you know, you can use these other ones to hold 4, but it's only 4 stacks of 4 different items per drawer, and that just did not seem like it was going to work. And then there's the upgrades here, sure, but the highest upgrade, I mean, Emerald, not very easy for us to get right now. Diamond's not so easy, but even still increases it by 13 times the base value. So the base value is 32 stacks. So if you do 32 stacks and you only increase it 14 times, that's like 400 stacks. But even still, 26,000 items, okay, that's a good amount, but you know what? When are we going to get there? Reasonably, I mean, maybe obsidian's not too hard to make, but that's only 5, so that's giving you like, what, maybe 10,000 items or so? I mean, what's a base? 32. And then you go by 5, so yeah, I mean, that's, what, somewhere right around 10,000 items, which is pretty good, but you know, I don't love it. And I'd love to be able to use the 4 drawers, because if you just use one, it takes up a ton of space. Well, what I did not realize is you can put multiple upgrades into one of these drawers. Now, maybe you guys knew that. I did not. So you can get like 4 or 5 of these upgrades in, and you can hold like 60,000 items or something per drawer, which is exactly what we're going to do. They've also got the void upgrade, so I mean, once you're at like what, 20, 30, 40,000 of an item, you really don't need anymore. And some of the stuff that we want to get loads and loads of, we can look at different things down the road when we're producing them that fast. But these storage drawers are going to work great for us for a while. So you make the drawer controller, which is really very, very simple. A couple comparators, a drawer, and some cobblestone. This diamond chipset, not bad. I mean, a diamond and redstone. And you only need 1 controller for a whole array. And it, what is it? I think it's like a 24 by 24 cube of drawers that you can make if you put that thing in the middle. I don't know, something crazy. You can get a ton of drawers going. So those are what we've decided to go with, because it also integrates into a bunch of other things as well. You can use like Ender IO storage panels to be able to access it. It almost works similar to like the applied energistics system if you do it that way. You can integrate logistics pipes into it to get auto crafting and that sort of stuff going. So the storage drawer is very compatible with a bunch of mods. So we're going to set it up once, and we should be good pretty much forever if we use these guys. The problem though is that it takes a lot of wood if you're going to make a whole thing. I mean, just one of them is a chest and some planks, really not too bad. And then the upgrade is some obsidian, some sticks, and this upgrade template, which is just a chest and a bunch of sticks. So again, not too bad, but when you're going to make a few hundred of these, that is quite a bit of wood. So let's get into our crafting table. Let me put a few of these together here, and we will see exactly. I can't remember how many of these. I think we're going to do the dark oak. I mean, it's going to be kind of dark in here. Maybe we'll change up the floor. I don't know. But so if you shift and right click, you get into here where you can put your 5 upgrades. And then this just shows you like, whoop, didn't mean to throw that. But that'll show you what's in there, how many of them. So your upgrades can go right in here, so you can put a few different ones. There's a couple different options, but really I think what we need is going to be the void upgrades, and then the a few of these probably do the obsidian ones like I said. Maybe some of the ones that we want more, we'll get into some emerald ones or some diamond ones. We'll see what happens, but for quite a while, a couple obsidian upgrades in each is going to be fine. So I guess what that means for us is that we need a lot of wood to fill up this area. And I do mean a lot of wood. So that is what we're going to work with today, is getting a tree farm set up so that we can create our storage. Let me just put together a bunch of these here though, and sort of give you an idea. So there's a few ways that you can do these. Now, you can stack them all side by side like this. Pretend this is the controller here, and you can go 12 this way, you can go 12 that way, you can go 12 up, 12 down, 12 back and forth. Usually just set up a wall of them, but once we do get either an Ender IO panel or get logistics or something where we don't need to access the individual drawers, you can actually stack them right in front of each other like this. You can make just a solid cube of 25 by 25 storage drawers, which is just way more storage than anyone is ever going to need. And so this, I do think, is going to end up being permanent storage for us. So I want to do this right. I want to get all the upgrades. I want to get all the drawers going. As we saw there, a stack of wood is only 8 drawers. And really each drawer that we go into, because we're going to be putting, you need an empty hand to get into there, but we're going to be putting in all 5 upgrades into every drawer. One upgrade is going to be the obsidian upgrade, and that's basically by itself a whole drawer. And then the void upgrade, same sort of deal. You need to get the upgrade template. Now you get 2 per drawer, but with all the sticks. I mean, it basically works out that every one of these blocks is going to be almost a stack of wood. And that really doesn't cut it. I mean, because you get the one drawer that you're using, and then you get basically it costs a drawer each for the 5 upgrades, and as we saw, you get about 8 per stack of logs. Basically what I'm saying, we need a ton of wood. We need like hundreds of stacks of wood to be able to fill this wall up with storage for us. So definitely what we're working on then is going to be a tree farm. And probably the best way, at least that I know, to do a tree farm is to use the Minecraft Reloaded harvester and planter. Those things just do a good job. I know Forestry's got one. I've always liked the Mine Factory Reloaded ones. Really not too expensive. A little bit of Venvar, these machine frames, we've been making those easy. Some gold gears. And the plastic sheets, I know I've looked at this before. That really is the tough thing to do because you've got to get this rocket fuel. Now the compressed sawdust, that's not going to be bad. Pulverized logs, plenty of compressed sawdust. Not a problem. And I did go ahead and make a sawmill because we're going to need a lot more planks than we're getting out of those to make all of these things. So we've got a bunch of sawdust from our sawmill as well. So that bit of the rocket fuel, not going to be an issue. Or I guess that bit of the plastic sheet's not going to be an issue. But the rocket fuel, we got to get, I think we can use the bottle that we have, or even, yeah, you can use the fluid transposer, but we've got to make the fuel, which is going to be the issue. So, why can't I get it? Okay, there we go. So to make the rocket fuel, you need a vat with hooch. I know I've looked at this before. To make hooch, you need a vat, and it's just water and a bunch of different food items and some sugar. So we've got to get a vat. Now that is the Ender IO vat. So that's not too bad. The Ender IO stuff isn't ridiculous to craft. Some fluid tanks, which is iron and glass. Cauldron, easy. Furnace, easy. Electrical steel. which we can do in an induction smelter. Not bad. Steel dust, we've got plenty of that, or you can even just use the steel with silicone. Silicone is just pulverized sand, so not a problem. And even we can make sand with macerator cobblestone sand. We've got the macerator set up, and I think you can maybe even do it in a pulverizer. Yeah, pulverized cobblestone into sand. Easy enough. So silicone, not going to be a problem. And then this machine chassis, a little bit more difficult. Machine frame, iron bars, no problem. Basic capacitor is signalum. This stuff here, we've already got the thermonic fabricator to make the tubes. The redstone chipset, that's easy enough in our assembly table. The signalum, maybe a little bit more difficult. So to make that, what are we doing here? We need, here we go, destabilized redstone, copper, silver. Not bad. We've got the magma crucible, so we can get destabilized redstone. So it looks like we're able to do most of what we need to do. Lumium is what? That energized glowstone, again, we can get that in the magma crucible, silver, and tin. Not too bad. So it looks like we can put most of this together. So it's just going to be a bunch of crafting through the machines we've already got. So I'm just going to go ahead and get to some crafting, and let's see how far along we can get. Okay, cool. We've got pretty far here. We're just working on the middle, which is our machine chassis, and that we are going for the signalum right now. So I've got the redstone all melted down in here, and what we're going to do is put this into a tank and right into our smeltery, which we've already got the copper and the silver in there. So now we've advanced a little further along, so I don't have to keep breaking that brick out. Now we should be able to just use, this guy should go in. Oh, you know, I think we have to turn it maybe the other way. There we go. So now that just feeds right in here, and this should mix up to signalum all by itself. And then we can just flip our switch here and let this pour out. So that's that one. And that's going to go into our capacitors. I've got the redstone chips already made, and I've got the thermionic fabricator here, and that's already finished with these guys. Now someone told me that these no longer take power when they're not using. But if you look up at Wayla, you can see that it is losing the charge that it had now that it's disconnected from power. So these guys do still use power continuously whether you're using them or not. So we're going to leave them disconnected, but we'll just leave them in the corner over there. There's our redstone chipsets, and our signalum should now be in our chest. Alright, so there's 4. I think we probably only need 1 of them. I did want to show you guys too. This is sort of our good chest here. Our ender pearls have been collecting. So that is a very nice thing. We've just got the 1 plant still. It hasn't multiplied yet, but I've been collecting that a bunch of times as we're going. So slowly but surely we are getting more and more ender pearls to be able to make some of the stuff that we're going to need to coming up here. But let's put together the capacitor now. I think we've got everything we need to make the 2 of them. And there it is. We'll put this last nugget down in here with our other nuggets of stuff. And where does that leave us? Now we need to work on this lumium, which I believe is quite simple. Well, we don't have the alloy smelter, but you know what we can do is... Now, can we not make this in the smeltery? Alright, no problem. We can get the glowstone bucket. That's just 4 glowstone. And then what is it? Silver and 3 tin. So we'll grab a silver over here. And we'll grab 3 of the tin. And we'll run this through our pulverizer, which is here. Grab the rest of that sand out. So we'll pulverize this, and then we'll cook up the glowstone. I don't know. I think I do have some glowstone. Where would I have put it? I have gone to the nether a couple of times. I thought we came back with some glowstone, but you know what? Maybe we didn't. So we'll venture into the nether. The nether gets pretty laggy for me, so I'm going to try to do it. We took down our nether portal, that's right. Alright, let me get another nether portal set up. If it's not too laggy, then maybe we'll take a look at what the nether looks like around us on camera. But if it's as laggy as it has been in there, then it's just a waste of time. But I'll go collect up some glowstone so we can get going on the lumium. Alright, so here's our nether. We got a little hut here. It doesn't seem to be too laggy today. As you can see, I've just sort of mined through the walls here. I haven't explored much. As you can see from our map, I've just kept it right here. There's a bit of glowstone up there that I think I'm just going to go up there and grab. Now, is this stuff catch you on fire? No, I think just those do. We'll try not to get set. Oh, okay, as we get set on fire. Okay, cool. So there's some glowstone for us. I'm not going to spend too much time down here because we have absolutely zero armor on right now. The iron armor we did have has since broken. I haven't bothered to replace it, which was probably not a good idea. But we're not going to hang around here long enough to find out. So there we go for that. Get out of here before the gas sees us. Now that might be a fortress down there, so that'll be cool for later on when we need wither skulls. But let's get out of here just very quickly, and we will put some of this glowstone into our magma crucible. I think it's just 4 is a bucket, so there's 4 there. Yeah, I just dug this into the wall. It was over here before, but this is getting cluttered up, so now it's over here. We'll put our bucket right into there. I guess we could have probably done the... Oh no, we do need the bucket because we've got these pulverized. So now this should be all that we need. If we can find an open crafting table, I think there's one right over here. So just throw this in with that, and that gives us 4 lumium. Now I guess we just need to cook this. Can we run this through here to get it into an egg? Yeah, we can. Alright, so let's let this cook up, and then that should be all we need. Let me just make sure. Yep, so we've got our capacitors, we got machine frames made, we've got iron bars already, so just as soon as this is done, we should be ready to go with the vat. Okay, looks like our lumium is now ingoted, and we should be ready to put this guy all together. There's the machine chassis. We should head right over here and put it into the recipe we've already got, and there is our vat. So now this guy, we are so full over here. We seriously need to get this castle finished and get all these machines put inside. This is awful, but that's all we've got for that. So we'll just put it there and connect him up. I think it needs power, right? We'll see. Yeah, okay, so there's a little power bar over there. Now there's a recipe thing, so this is nice. Here's the hooch. So we need sugar, and a whole bunch of different kinds of food can go in here basically. So let's see what we do have. We've been growing wheat, so we should have a good amount of wheat. Now I think it's just vanilla food that can go in there, but that's not a problem. And our bees, we need sugar for it. Our bees have been producing sugar for us somehow for something. So yeah, we've got a bunch. These guys are quite productive, these valiant ones. So they're giving us our sugar, which is perfect. Now we'll just throw this in here, and it needs water, I do believe. So we've got a tank here, and in the back I've got a little transfer node pulling out of our aqueous accumulator. So let's see if we can just fill this guy right up here. There we go. And now we'll just pull him over here. Now can we dump him into here? Let's see, I do have the transfer node on me, so let's see if this works. That is pulling out of there, and it is filling this up. Alright, so I have no idea how long this takes. Oh, it looks like it just grabbed some and started a recipe. So it looks like it doesn't take too long. Let's see. I guess we'll just let all of this go, because then from there we're going to need to turn the which one is this? Hooch into rocket fuel. So what are we going to need for that? We're going to need gunpowder and redstone. So I'm just going to let us build up as much hooch into this as we can, and then we'll turn it all into rocket fuel, and then we'll pump it back into this tank, and then we should be good to go. But that's going to take a little bit of time because, oh, that's cool, shooting the steam out the front. This isn't the fastest machine in the world, so I'll just let this run for a bit. Okay, cool. So we've got the hooch in our portable tank. Word to the wise, this dump output tank is not how you remove it from there. I used that, and what it did was it deleted it. So that is not what I was hoping for. Now it's not, it was 3 buckets of water gave like 3/4 of a bucket of hooch. So I'm not sure what the conversion is of hooch to rocket fuel, but that's what we're about to find out here. And once we've got our rocket fuel, we should be well on our way to making plastic sheets. So I just want to see what the conversion is going to be. I'll probably make up some more of this, but you know, if it's 1-to-1, then I know we don't need too much. If it's 3-to-1 or whatever again, then we're going to need a lot. So this is flowing into here. Alright, it does look like it's 1-to-1, so that's not bad. So let me make up a bunch of rocket fuel, and I don't know, maybe we'll fill that tank with rocket fuel. Okay, we have so much stuff ready to go. So, got what we need for our harvester, I think. What are we missing? We gotta do the plastic sheets. So we can grab our rocket fuels all made up, and then in this little bench over here, we've got everything else ready to go. So there are 2 plastic sheets and about to be 4 plastic sheets. And there we go. So 4 plastic sheets, and then we'll grab these guys over here for just a minute. Now, let's piece together our harvester. And then we'll move right along to our planter. And we will put that together. Then we need our furnace generator for some power. And then we need some leadstone flux ducts. We gotta grab the lead plates out of there, and I think we should have everything else put together. And that is 2 copies of that. And I guess we've got a little bit extra here. Maybe we can make one more set. Yeah. We'll grab out 4 more redstone and some more glass. Piece of glass. And 4 redstone should do it. So there's a bit more of that. So now what we are going to do is set this guy up. And I guess we're just going to do it up at the top of the hill here. Run some dirt so we can sort of flatten an area out. This looks like as good a spot as any to go with. Now we're not going to do a huge area here because we didn't do any upgrades, and I don't think we want to do any upgrades because this guy's going to run a lot. And we've got time for it to just gather it all up. And that should be about it. Let's see. So we got to go 1 down for the planter. So we'll put him in here. And then I guess all around it, we didn't really need to dig down with the tool we used, but it's fine. So he's going to plant in an area like this. Our harvester, now we're supposed to look at it, or nope, see, that's backwards. So this guy here, and he's going to harvest everything out that way, which is just going to be this small area here. What we are going to need are some saplings, and we're going to do the dark oak because that's the drawers that I want to use. So we'll grab some dark oak out of there. I really should sleep off this thunderstorm, but whatever. Now we only wanted to do the 4x4 and the red yellow side, so I'm gonna go there, 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 so it'll only plant 4 of them. Now as far as power goes, we are going to hook this up down here. This is nothing earth-shattering, just a simple setup here. So we'll go power off like that. And then into a generator. You know what? This is going to take a minute to get all of these machines in place, so I'll show you what it's going to look like when it's all put together. Whew, that was a project to set that thing up. Alright, I went a little overboard here. So what we got? Got our planter is going to plant saplings on the 4 blocks here, and we're going to use the dark oak. Harvester is going to harvest them up, spit them into this chest, saplings and logs. Transfer node underneath that is going to put the saplings into here, and is going to take the logs and put them into the furnace first. That's what this coming up is. See this going along here? It's going to put them into the furnace to be smelted. If the furnace is full, it's going to shoot them along this way, which goes down there to what we'll see later. The furnace coming out of the bottom, which is where you're going to retrieve out the charcoal that it makes. There's a transfer node underneath there that's going to pull them out and put it into this furnace generator here. And the furnace generator is hooked up with the leadstone flux duct, which is powering our machines. So that's going to use charcoal as needed, and then the extra charcoal is going to come and it's going to fill up the furnace, obviously, to keep it cooking up the more logs. And then it's going to go along this way, along down here. And what we've got over here are 2 storage drawers with our pipes coming in from them. And one is going to be wood and one is going to be charcoal for all of the excess. Once these guys are both full with logs and charcoal, it's going to have nowhere to put it. This chest is going to fill up and our harvester is going to stop until we pull some out, and then it's going to resume its work. So all we've got to do is cover this up now and hope it works. We'll put in a little bit of buffer charcoal just so we can get this guy some power, get these guys powered right the way up. And we should not ever need to really access any of this stuff, so we're just going to cover it right up smooth. Before we do that, let's put in our saplings, which should get planted right away. They should not have all been planted like that, so let's see what the problem is. Okay, that's the problem. So what we want to do is tell it to not plant there. When it's open, it'll just plant anything that's in here, and when it's got something in it, it'll only plant what's in there. So that's what we want. Let's just make sure that it's going to work right and that nothing has changed with these guys, because I haven't used it for a little bit. So let's try that again. Put them in there, and it should only plant there, there, and there. So alright, so we get the 4 of them planted there, which is what you need to grow the large dark oak guys. So let me grab some bone meal and just try to get one of them grown and make sure that this is all going to work. I'm pretty sure that it's going to. Actually, I did make a watering can. I don't know if that works on trees, but I've been working on that, and I got all the seeds and stuff, and well, it's a project to get up to the watering can. But I did that off camera just to help speed along our crops and to get some other stuff ready that we're going to need later on. So let's... Oh, okay, I guess that does work, and there you go. It is getting harvested quite quickly. What is the bottleneck here? I guess there really isn't one. It is just harvesting everything up and... Yep, grabbing all the logs, putting them all into here, and they're getting shuffled right along. Now, one plant is probably not quite enough, so why don't we keep going? One tree shouldn't be enough to fill it all the way up and get it into our storage. I just want to make sure. So did that not work? Was it the bone meal that was working before, or what? Okay, well, the bone meal definitely works, of course. So that should be enough logs to have got into our chest over here, or our storage drawer. I always glitch into that thing. That thing should just get moved. Yes, so saplings went in there, which is not exactly what we were hoping for, but we probably should have primed it with some wood so that it couldn't go in there. But I will worry about that. I'm very confident that all of this is going to work, so not a problem there. And now we have an automatic tree farm to collect plenty of wood, which is what we need to make plenty of our storage drawers. So let this run for a while, and I'm going to get a whole rack of storage drawers and put them in down there and take a look at what it looks like. I think we have a lot of storage. I've might have gone overboard. And this is only 4 high. Once we have some sort of inventory system so that we don't have to pull them out manually, we're going to stack right up and we're going to stack right down. But for now, this should hold everything we've got. It takes a lot of obsidian along with the wood. If you look at the recipe for the obsidian, it's 4 blocks each and we've got 5 upgrade slots. So it's 4 for these, but the void upgrade also takes obsidian. So for every one of these blocks that we're looking at, it's 18 obsidian per each, and we have like 200 of these. So you do the math. That's well over 1,000 obsidian that we need, and well, our little water bucket trick with the turtle is getting us a good amount of obsidian, but not in the thousands like we need. So I only got that far with the upgrades, but that's good enough. I'm going to start moving this stuff down here. I'm going to just have to do it manually because we don't have ender chests or anything like that. But that is the next system that we need to look into, is some ender chests. The ender chest system is always nice, and to do that we need Enderium. So we need to come up with a way to make Enderium, but unfortunately that's all we've got time for, so that's going to have to be in the next episode. Thanks guys for watching, I appreciate it, and I'll see you next time.